Okay, quick thing before we start the show. Big changes are happening all around us. Are you ready? In my new book, Super Shifts, we uncovered the massive transformations reshaping how we live, work, and think in the age of intelligence. From AI to the future of work, this book is your guide to navigating what's next. Get your copy of Super Shifts today, available wherever books are sold. Because the future isn't coming, it's already here. Okay, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Think Forward podcast, where we speak with futurists, innovators, and big thinkers. Come along with your host, Steve Fisher, and explore the future together.
Welcome back to Foundations in Foresight, a Think Forward series. I'm Steve Fisher, and in this episode, and today, we're talking about something that separates people who react to change from those who anticipate it. Signals. Now, no, I'm not talking about Wi-Fi signals or the kind that tell you to turn left at the next light. I'm talking about signals of change, the small but meaningful indicators that something new is emerging, something that might just reshape your business, industry, or even the world. The best futurists, strategists, and innovators don't have some magical ability to predict the future. They just pay attention to the signals before everyone else does. That's what we're diving into today: how to spot signals, what to do with them, and why ignoring them is a great way to get caught off guard. Now, what are these signals of change? Signals of change are the early clues that something new is happening. They're the weak but growing signs of a shift that over time could evolve into a major trend or even a societal transformation. Think of them as whispers of the future. At first, they seem like random noise, fringe ideas, experimental technologies, niche behaviors. But if you pay attention, they can reveal what's coming next. For example, if you had noticed people experimenting with plant-based burgers 10 years ago, you might have seen the plant-based food revolution coming before it hit the mainstream. If you had spotted the early rise of co-working spaces, you might have predicted the massive shift toward remote and flexible work. So why are signals important? Well, spotting signals early gives you time to adapt. It gives you a head start on innovation. It helps you avoid disruption. Here's the thing. By the time something is widely recognized as the future, it's too late to be ahead of it. Everyone is already moving in that direction. But those who recognize signals early, before they become obvious, can position themselves as leaders rather than playing catch-up. The biggest competitive advantage today isn't just working harder, it's seeing sooner. Now, where do you find signals? Well, signals are everywhere. The challenge is knowing where to look. One of the best ways to train yourself to spot signals is to cast a wide net. Look outside your industry. Pay attention to emerging technologies, cultural shifts, policy changes, and new business models. Some of the best signals come from the fringes: small startups, underground movements, academic research, niche consumer behaviors. Here are a few of the best places to start. You can identify startups and early-stage companies and uncover what are these new businesses trying that established ones aren't. You can research patents and research labs. Like, what new technologies are being developed that could change the game? You can track campaigns on crowdfunding platforms. These are clear signals about what ideas people are investing in, even if they don't exist yet. You could keep tabs on pop culture and entertainment. What themes keep showing up in books, movies, and social media? Lastly, discover extreme users and early adopters. They reveal the behaviors that tech-savvy or younger generations are embracing that could go mainstream. The more curious you are, the more signals you'll start noticing. So how do you spot a meaningful signal? Now, not every signal matters. Some fizzle out. Some are just noise. The key is knowing which ones have real potential. Here's a simple test. When you spot a potential signal, ask yourself, is this new or unexpected? If it's been around for years, it's not a signal. It's a trend. Or is it growing? Are more people, businesses, or institutions starting to engage with it? What about, could it change things? If this signal became mainstream, what impact would it have? The best signals aren't just interesting, they hint at fundamental shifts that could reshape industries, behaviors, or economies. What do you do? Once you spot a signal. Okay, let's say you've spotted a signal. Now what? First, track it. Keep an eye on its development. Is it picking up momentum? Are more people talking about it? If so, it's worth paying closer attention. Second, connect the dots. A single signal might not mean much on its own, but when you start linking multiple signals together, patterns emerge. If you see several signals pointing in the same direction, you might be witnessing the early stages of a major trend. Finally ask, so what? If the signal keeps growing, what does it mean for your business? your career, your industry. The time to think about change isn't when it's already happened. It's before it happens. Now let's bring it all together. We know that the future doesn't arrive overnight. It sneaks up on us in the form of signals. The people who spot them first are the ones who get to shape what happens next. So here's your challenge. Over the next week, try to notice one new signal of change. Look outside your usual sources of information. Maybe it's a new behavior you see among younger consumers. Maybe it's a piece of emerging technology. Maybe it's a business model that doesn't quite make sense yet, but could if the world shifts just a little. Write it down, track it, and ask yourself, what if this became the next big thing? Well, that's it for today's episode of Think Forward Foundations. If you're enjoying the series, go back and check out previous episodes where we've laid the groundwork for better futures thinking. And stick around, because next time we'll dive into the STEEP framework, a powerful way to organize your futures research. Until then, stay curious and always think forward.
Thanks for listening to the Think Forward podcast. You can find us on all the major podcast platforms and at www.thinkforwardshow.com, as well as on YouTube under Think Forward Show. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to the show. Now, about that thing I mentioned earlier about the book Super Shifts. Imagine having a playbook to navigate what's coming next. That's exactly why I wrote Super Shifts, to help you understand and prepare for the seismic changes shaping our world. Don't just react. Get ahead. Super Shifts is available now, wherever you get your books. And if you order today, you'll get exclusive bonus content. Head to supershiftsbook.com and grab your copy now and start future-proofing your life. The future won't wait. Why should you?